I'm Lucy and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking a little bit about my journey with sugar and sugar cravings. I feel like I've had sugar cravings pretty much my entire life. They were definitely worse at certain periods of my life. This for me is something that I'm still actively working on. And I'm also curious to hear if you have any tips or tricks that help you curb sugar cravings. Ever since I was a small child, I remember having sugar cravings as well as the bright colored packaging of the sugary sweets that are in the store. I feel like in some ways I relied on sugar to lift my energy, improve my mood. Even though I would eat all this sugar and it would make me feel good in the short term, I always would have that feeling in my gut that that wasn't serving me, it wasn't helping me. I knew that at the end of that day I would end up feeling sick and I would have an energy crash, and I knew in my gut that that was related to my sugar consumption. And it's taken me a while to get to where I am now, and even though I've limited my sugar, I know I still have a ways to go and looking for ways to still cut back even more on my sugar consumption. See if you're able to identify when, where, and why your cravings happen. My sugar cravings usually spike during stressful times or times where I feel like I have low energy. In the past, I usually automatically turn to sugar for a source of energy or to make me feel better. I would encourage you to see if you're able to identify how and why your cravings happen, to also have some tools in your pocket, maybe storing chewing gum or mints in your car as a way to help curb cravings, or even explore the idea of taking some kind of action instead of eating sugar as your cravings come up. Or sometimes I'll even go for a short walk, and this will usually help to clear my mind and help reduce that craving. And if I'm still craving something sweet even after that, I'll go for a healthy snack or a fruit like an apple or orange. I encourage you to see if you can find an action that you can pair with the sugar craving as they come up, a healthy alternative that will help clear your mind or distract you from the craving. Staying full and making sure that I don't skip meals. I usually try to stick to a regular meal schedule and have my meals at around the same time every day. I feel like I've noticed that my sugar cravings are usually the worst when I'm hungry or when I haven't eaten lunch yet. So as a means to prevent them, I usually try to just stay full or have a snack on hand so that when I'm hungry, I can either have a healthy snack or my meal. In this way, I'm able to stay full and satiated so that the sugar cravings don't occur as often or don't occur at all. And I would say this one has made one of the biggest differences as far as preventing sugar cravings from happening. Although they still contain sugar, they are healthier alternatives. Some of my personal favorites are dark chocolate, oranges, apples, and lately I've really been loving having some yogurt with fruit mixed in or fruit on top of it. This has really been satisfying my sugar cravings when I have them. I like to have that for breakfast sometimes or as a snack in between meals. They really help to curb my cravings for other kinds of sweets like desserts, cookies, cake, and ice cream. For me, they have made a big difference, and they are healthier alternatives that have less sugar overall and that also provide other known health benefits. I also really enjoy sprinkling cinnamon on my yogurt and oatmeal sometimes, and I find that that also helps to curb my cravings because of those kind of sweet, tangy undertones. So something that I enjoy and that has worked in the past to help curb some of those cravings for me. For example, maybe a party, event, or social outing, allowing flexibility for yourself to enjoy and indulge in sweets and desserts at times, or maybe sharing a dessert if you're going out to eat. Because sometimes in the past, when I tried to cut out sugar completely, I would actually just end up with even more intense sugar cravings and then end up binging on a lot of sugar, kind of having that cycle repeat itself again. So for me, what has given me a little bit of balance and also preventing some of those really intense cravings has been to ultimately giving myself flexibility to indulge on occasion or during an outing or social event. In this sense, I've been able to give myself a little bit of wiggle room, a little flexibility. So I no longer keep sweets or desserts at home, and this has made one of the biggest differences in helping limit my cravings. For me, it's kind of along that line of out of sight, out of mind, but taking it even one step further. To that end, it really limits the access I have to it in the first place. I'm not thinking about it like, oh, there's this jar of cookies or box of chocolates in the pantry, or I can go eat this dessert after I have dinner or lunch, because I know that there's nothing there in the first place. So I would say this has probably made one of the biggest differences for me when it has come to curbing and limiting my sugar cravings. And I feel like for me, this was something that was initially really hard to stick to. Having been someone who used to stock the fridge with ice cream and desserts, this has been one of the hardest changes to make, but this has been one of the most effective changes that I've made. Like personally for me, when I had sweets and desserts at home, it just made accessing them that much easier, and I knew in the back of my mind that they were there and that after dinner I could automatically go and have those cookies. I feel like over time it has really made a huge difference. So I hope that you were able to take something away from this video and that these tips were helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Stay in touch, don't be sad, it's alright, I'm not mad. This is just not our time, maybe in some other